a lot better than I did before. I'm starting to realize that the irritation on my throat is from me talking. And that's a shame because I've been fine all day and I have not needed to cough until I started talking on this video. So, oh well, it is what it is. Okay, so now, what are we going to do today in this video? Well, you know what we're going to do? First, I'm going to tell you how to erase something from the flash. Okay. Erase, flash. Select this. Once you select this in putty, okay? And the same goes for secure CRT, okay? It's in your clipboard, and all we have to do is right-click, right? Now, no spaces, by the way, even though when you hit the tab completion, it provides you a space, but no space, okay? And with secure CRT, though, you have the option to have it as a menu that comes up. I believe there's a way of doing a putty as well. I just never done it, okay? Now, as you get in the habit of doing things in your lab, you tend to navigate to those habits when you start working, okay, and start dealing with things in production. However, you start changing those methods when you start making mistakes, like pasting an entire clipboard of something you selected and you forgot that you selected it, okay, thinking that you're going to be pasting one command and you end up pasting 10, okay? All right, and you have to go back and do a no command on all those commands, or do a reboot, which I wouldn't recommend unless you're in the change window. Okay, all right. Now, look what. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, it doesn't like that. Oh, you know why? Because it's the delete command. That's why. And it didn't put a space there. Thank you. Okay. Now, remember I said about the reboot? Okay. All right. Or I should say the boot process. Why didn't... Okay, I was going to say, why didn't you confirm? Okay. What happens when we do not find a iOS version? Okay. Let's find out. System configurations have changed. I don't know what actually changed. Oh, we changed interface commands. That's right. So that's why it's coming up. All right, all my lights went black, so that tells me that's a good sign that's rebooting. All right, we're initiating our flash. Now, initiating means what? It's actually it's actually going through the process of making it valid, so we can read and write to it. Everything is dead on power. Okay, on power now. System is unable to boot automatically. The boot environment needs to be set to a bootable image. Now, this is that mini iOS that I was talking about. So, okay, one of the things that you're going to start realizing is that you are going to have a series of processes in your arsenal, okay, as you as an engineer, okay? And, oh my God, Just stay signed out. I don't know what's going on, man, but logging into Google, it's like it keeps logging me out. Um, I know why it logged me out because I actually deleted my history, my data. So back on track. Okay, so one of these issues is learning the commands for ramen mode. Okay, now you can either have this set on your computer and a notepad and OneNote and a Word document, or you can have a notebook, a physical notebook with loose leaf paper that you will write certain things on. Okay, in case worst case scenario, which will be you're on site and and you can't remember the commands and you can't get on the internet to get them, or you are forced to actually do this via your laptop and your files won't open for whatever reason, it's corrupted. You can have a physical handwritten paper and pencil or paper and pen, okay, backup in your notepad. I mean, in your laptop book, a laptop bag. Okay, all right. Now, Cisco switch mode. Okay. Not switching modes. Switch prompt. Okay, switch environment mode, switch prompt. There's something specifically I'm looking for. So let's go back. Missing iOS. Okay. Okay, remember those buttons I was talking about? Okay? And that mode button? Yeah, we don't need any of that. What we need is to get to the procedure here. Okay, now, this is where we start. I'm going to go line by line, all right? This mini iOS is not something you use on a regular basis. So the chances of you memorizing this, okay, and being able to do this without Cisco documentation is slim to none, okay? Now keep in mind, I've been doing this for 15 years, all right, since 2009, if that's 15 years or not. And I still have to go to the website to do this, all right? Routers are a little different than a switch. So you have to, in a router, it's going to actually come up with a ramen prompt, not a switch colon prompt, okay? So you have to make sure that you are getting the right information. All right, so first of all, I'm going to say flash init, which you do not have to do on a router, by the way, okay? If the flash is not, okay, all right. Mine says it's ready, right? Okay, yeah, ready. And we'll go say load helper, which we do not have to do on a router either. Okay. All right. DR flash. Okay, these commands have to be specific, by the way, or else they're not going to work. You can see that Kyle saved is still there. Okay. All right. You can see that my VLAN.dat file is there. Okay. You can see that this is here. However, there's no image. This one does not have an image either, so let's. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I can't boot yet. It is there, isn't it? Yes, it is. And it just wants me to boot from there. I need to get the image on here. Okay? So we need to. Okay, all right. So now, here's the thing. We need to connect via X modem. Okay, now X modem is a method, okay, of you transferring files via the console port. Okay, now it's slow, especially when you're doing a 9600. Okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep it there. All right, and I need to download a X modem server. The procedure is the same as any catalyst fix. Run copy. Oh, that's hyperterminal. I don't think we can do that. Oh, you know what? This talks about changing the bond list, and so we're going to do that. Okay, all right. Okay. All right, so, all right, switches are a little more difficult than the actual routers, so hang on for a second. Okay, first of all, actually, I can't change the bond width. Yes, I can. So set baud. Okay. Now let's go back over here. Now I'm actually surprised that that's actually working. Yeah, I don't think that worked. You know what? Let's try this. There we go. Okay, told you had to be specific. I had to type that baud into caps. All right, so now let's go ahead and close this. And let's go here. Open. There we go. Now we're back, okay? And we're at a higher speed. Okay, so now let's go here. It doesn't give me the option of X modem. So let's go back. Is that a different? Okay, Yeah, as you can see, I am like okay, putty. All right, let's try this extra putty. Let's see what that has. Yeah, I hate these download buttons because you never know if it's actually they'll say extra putty latest downloads. Let's see what we get here. No download yet. Yeah, I don't have it. All right, so right off the bat, that's a bus. I don't know what that was. Close that. And close you. And deal with that crap. You either have it or you don't. This version. Download files. Now we got something downloading. Let's go ahead and open up. Yeah, I've never used any of this before. So, and Hybrid Terminal, I might have to download Hybrid Terminal, which I don't know if it still is available for Windows 10. I know it's not in the. Actually, I wonder if it is or not. Okay, what's going on here? Come on, yo. There we go. Okay. I don't know what that other program was, but it's probably some type of virus. Who knows? Okay, so let's go here. Oh my lord, it's not even an executable. Okay. You know what? That looks like it's Python code. Download Hyper Terminal. That says free trial. All right, you know what? Yeah, that's just telling me that it isn't concluded. I understand that. I don't want to buy it. I just, I'm not buying something just to use for one time. Okay, let's do this. Open Hyper Terminal in Windows. Oh my god! Oh my god! Do you not see how annoying this is? And this is normal, guys. This is normal, normal, normal. Okay? I swear to God, I don't think it's it. Okay? Bunch of bullshit links as usual. my God, yo. All right, let's do this. Come on. Let's see what this gives me. Where did this come from? Is that what I? That's not hyperterminal. I just saw that down here at the bottom, and I'm still waiting to see if hyperterminal loads. And so somehow this other program my computer is locked up here. Oh, wait a minute. That is okay. Let us find out how this works. Because I need to be able to send a file. So let's go ahead and add files. And first of all, let's go back and find out what was this, a 29? This is a 3560, okay? So let's go find us a version. Now remember, all this is done by Cisco Docs. This is how I'm trying to figure this out here. Now, of course, Cisco Docs does not get you to this program level, okay? Because whatever program I'm using here, which is called Express Zip File Compression, okay, you know what? I know what this is. This is not the file that I'm looking for, okay? And that was actually the zip file that I actually downloaded, which I didn't want to download. This command prompt, what is this? This is just a terminal. That's all this is. This is not hyperterminal. Okay, so right now we have a dead switch. So let us figure out how we're going to get this back on here. Let's go back to here. That's not hyperterminal. Let's go to download. Looks like we have to go back to X modem and forget that idea. Now we could do this. You know what? Here, let's do this. Cisco 3560 Ramen iOS recovery. Okay, let's go here. This is the same page here. I think XMO is our only method to get the iOS back on here. Alright, so let's go back to the drawing board. Okay, now you know, let's try this. Punny. Let's see what we get here. Or extra putty. I've never used extra putty, by the way. So this will all be new to me. Now, if you don't think that this is going to be a pain in the ass for your first time, and second, and third, and fifth, and 100, yeah, you got another thing coming. My advice to you is do not delete the iOS from your switches. All right, that's the best thing I can say here. All right, so what do we have here? Extra Putty website. Yo. All this broken links and scams, all this crap. It's annoying as hell. All to get malware on your stuff. Come on. Do something. Is that broken too? There we go. Let's see what extra putty gives us. Now this takes me back all the way back in 2009 when I accidentally deleted my Switch OS, and this is about the same headaches I have, except back then I was using Windows. I can't even tell you, probably Windows 7 maybe, and that had Hyperterminal. I have no idea what this is. Okay, all right. So now, let's go ahead and close this. Let's close you because we can't use the same port. Open. Okay. Session. New session. Open. Okay. All right. So now let us. We want to send, okay, and now we go to, so far so good, and elements, data, OS, Cisco, iOS, switches, 3560. Okay, now leave that there. Let's go back to our recovery page. Go back up to the X modem. Okay, am I missing something here? There he is. Okay, all right. So we're going to say, we're going to go here. Copy this. We'll go back over to here. Why are you stuck there? Why can't I move that? Oh, because I have it in. I can't even do that yet. Let's stop. Copy. X modem. To flash. And go ahead and paste that in. Done. Okay. Now we're going to file. We're going to send file. Go back to here. Data. OS. Cisco. iOS. Switches. 3560. Okay, now there we go. Okay. Now, keep in mind how slow this would be if I was at 9600 baud rate. Yeah, it would take you a while. Okay, but in some cases, okay, you ain't got a choice. All right, and when you're working, if it takes hours, it takes hours. Oh well. Last thing you want to do, especially when you're connected up to a terminal server and you don't know how to successfully change the bond rate on both sides, last thing you want to do is mess with that. So you just stick with 9600, and it just takes the time it takes. Okay. However, trust me, this is not something you want to do by mistake. Okay. All right. But things happen, and you have no choice. Okay. If this device was out of sight, meaning that it was in another state, you would literally have to hire or go through the process of getting hands and feet at that site to walk into that data center or server room to actually get this done, right? Now, all this is new to me, okay? Which I'm glad we did it this way instead of me actually doing it first, then coming back. All right, because, we went through the process of, stuck with our pants down, okay? And the bottom line is this is going to happen a lot in our field and in your career, okay? And 15 years later in my career, still the same crap. We get in these positions where we're like, I don't know what to do, and we got to figure it out, okay? So, Extra Putty is now a tool in my arsenal if I need it to be, okay? Now, normally, your arsenal is filled with documentation, procedures, okay, that you would create, okay? Some of those procedures you'll only use once, okay? Some of those procedures you might use every 5 or 6 years, okay? But nonetheless, your arsenal is there. Whether it's a Word document backed up on a flash drive, it doesn't really matter, okay? We're almost there. Is that bar really accurate? Because it says 14, and I need 83 there. Doesn't seem to be moving that fast. Ah, okay. All right. That's more like it. Now, with a router, okay, might as well talk while this is going on. No, I'm not going to pause it. No, I'm not going to speed up the video. I don't do crap like that. Things are what they are. Okay, if it takes an hour to do something, it takes an hour. All right. Nothing I hate more when I'm watching a video and someone is speeding up, acting like they're doing me a favor, and they're not doing me a favor. You really just killed and crapped all over the video experience I was watching, and now I don't want to watch any more of your videos because they're all going to be like that, and they always are. Okay, with me, it takes the time it takes. All right, that's just the way it is. Okay, but right now we're at 21, and we still got to get up to another 62. All right, so we're moving. All right, now this is an interesting process because what we're doing is this switch. We're setting this switch to start copying and waiting for a file to be sent. So it's like copying through the console port and just sitting there waiting for the file to be sent. Okay. And it won't start copying it until I send the file. Pretty cool. Now, with a router environment mode is a little different. You have to set the subnet mask, the IP address, okay, and we have to use a TFTP server, okay, which in the next video when we do that, I have to find one that actually works, a TFTP server, okay, which you'll find out there's options to download. Some work, some don't. All right, and instead of using the console port as a means of transferring, okay, we're going to be using a set of parameters that we set, okay, and then we're going to tell the router to go ahead and start that process. Now, once we do that, we got to understand the reachability, because my PC is going to be the server to copy that file. The reachability from my network card of my PC and the FA00 port of the router needs to be reachable, okay? Meaning, if we're using a switch to connect these devices, that's fine, but they got to be in the same VLAN, okay? The IP address of the server that we set is going to be the IP address of your PC, okay? All right, and the IP address of the device of the router's FA00 port needs to be on the same subnet as the server, which is going to be your PC. So does that make sense? Okay, so you have to manually go into the PC and set that IP address. All right, it needs to have full layer 2, layer 3 reachability. Okay? All right, so that's cool because now if your if your G00 or F00, if your port, it has to be the first port, available port. That's just the way it works. Okay, you're going to go through and set commands to set the parameters, the IP address, the subnet mask, the server, and even the name of the file that you are going to be copying. Okay, without that, it's not going to work. And all you're going to do is just type in TFTP download, right? Okay, abbreviated by the way, which you'll find out. And at that, all those parameters get set in place. FA00 or G00 becomes live, has an IP address on it, okay, and as long as it can reach your PC via IP reachability, okay, and that file was spelled correctly, okay, and reachable via your hard drive, all right, without any issues, that file will start downloading at the interface speed, which is fantastic. Okay, I do believe you can do an X modem on a router too. I believe it's the same command. Okay. The problem with it is better to lose an iOS on a router than it is a switch. Okay, but you're still going to be using the context help, not context help, the Cisco documentation online to do these processes. Is not something that happens on a regular basis for you to become familiar with, to memorize, or would you ever commit it to memory? Okay, all right. It's just one of those things. You don't. I've never done this. Actually, that's not true. I have done this in production. I have done this in my career working. I've had to do this because it was a corrupted iOS. So that means from the factory, when I got it, it would not boot. So I put a new iOS on there, upgraded to iOS, and everything was fine. And I had to actually use ramen mode to do so. So, you know, so and you gotta understand why send the device back, okay? Because it's not broken, okay? All right, that's why you're an engineer. You're not gonna just send the device back and say, "Hey, give me a new one," because it won't boot. All right, it's just if it's something that's an iOS version, oh well. All right, just fix it and move on. Okay, you don't want to wait at work weeks and weeks and weeks for another device to come in. Unless it's on a contract and you can get a new one in a 4 hour window, which not every device is like that. Maybe your core devices are, okay? Maybe your edge devices are, but not every device, like an access switch or something like that, is going to have a 4 hour window contract because, this is an access switch, all right? It's not that crucial, all right? Oh, especially when you're doing a network refresh, okay, you're buying new equipment. It takes weeks for it to get there, okay. So the last thing you want to do is on a new piece of equipment, okay, is have to wait another few weeks and delay the project because a corrupted iOS when you can just fix it right there. Okay, so we're halfway through. And believe it or not, I really don't have much else to say, so I'm just gonna be silent for a while. All right, so notice that um, we've had no interruption whatsoever, no failures. Okay, and I have to tell you, TFTP is a protocol that Cisco likes to use for transferring files. Not FTP, but TFTP. Okay? All right? And I have to admit, transferring large files with TFTP fails a lot. Okay? So you might want to switch over to FTP, okay, or SCP, okay, to actually do file transfers with Cisco or Xmodem. Okay, now we have completed. Okay, so now let's go back over to here. Okay, exactly what it shows. Okay, all right, and now we're going to come back up here. We're going to copy this. And we're going to say boot. And voila. Our iOS has been restored. Okay? All right. Now, this is a boot command. Okay? But regardless, if I do a reload, all right, it's going to reboot as any other time with the iOS on there. Okay, and we're going to show you after it boots that it's actually in Flash. Okay, now this is a 3560, so its boot time is not that long. Whereas something like a 3560, it's gonna take a sweet time to boot. All right, got my configs back. And we are right back there, okay? And there it is. Okay, and reload. The same Flash. Okay, we have restored our switch back to working condition. Guys, ladies, be strong, be determined, be Cisco.